everybody, it's me, Kai Man, and today it is time for a new life astrology video. And so today I'm going to do something a little bit different than what I've been doing on some of the other videos. Now, the other videos, of course, we always talk about the particular journey of that sign, and the reason why I speak to the enlightened part of that sign is because I want you to know what your potential is and what you basically came here to do and to be within that particular sign. But today I'm going to talk about some of the shadow side or the low vibrational things, and to give you some fixes, some quick fixes. This won't be a long video, but to just give you some quick fixes regarding those particular low vibrational states. And so if you hang on in here, we're going to talk about the shadow side to the humanitarian. So as we know, the Aquarius in their enlightened stage, they are the geniuses of the bunch, the humanitarians. Of course, being the water bearers, they actually bring life, which is water. They bring life to us from a spiritual and physical aspect. They help us with social change and help us to move in a more upward mobility. That is the highest potential of the Aquarius sign. Now, again, in their most enlightened stage, the Aquarius is very insightful. They're almost psychic. They are often revolutionaries. They push for progress, progressive change, and assist us with shifting of the collective consciousness. Now, that is what we need in order to move forward as a collective conscious. We have to have the enlightened Aquarius to help us move and do those particular things. And so now that we know what their potential is, let's talk about the shadow side or that low vibrational side of the Aquarius. So the low vibration or the shadow side of Aquarius, the one word that mainly always comes up is the word chaos. Now, I don't want us to judge words. Now, I say this with all the utmost respect and love. We cannot judge words because we know that some years ago when we used the term bad, it meant bad. Now I can say, dang, them some badass shoes. You know what I'm saying? So let's not judge words. You know, yes, there is connotation in how the word is used, but even still, that word can still, even if it's looked upon as bad, it can still be a good word. So I don't want us judging things. So when we talk about chaos, chaos is necessary. It is necessary in order to shake things up and to disrupt the norm, and so that we can move into a different state. Now, the word chaos is associated with the sign of Aquarius because of the planet Uranus. Now, Uranus is what we would want to call a volatile kind of planet. It comes and it shakes up things. It moves out the old so that we can, start something new. But it is an innovative sign, innovative planet, just as well as Aquarius is an innovative sign. So now when we talk about the word chaos and it being strongly associated with Aquarius because of Uranus, now I want to give you a quick little thing too about this, because a lot of times when we think about chaos, we think about, oh, it's so disruptive, it hurts us, or whatever the case may be. In order to shake things up or dig things up and be able to get the ground prepared for the newness or what's new to come, there has to be some type of chaos. So we could use this term chaos in a sense. It's a part of the process. So if you are a person who plants herbs or spices or vegetables or whatever, you know that you have to come in, you have to dig up the ground, and get all that stuff out of there so that you can begin to put the new soil down and all those particular things. But you have to get in there and disturb the ground that was already there. And that's kind of the same way as what Uranus has to do in order to get us to change and to move and to also lay down a new foundation. So Aquarius naturally has a rebellious nature, again, because of the planet. You have to be rebellious in order to create change, because you have to rebel against the old in order to get the new into being. And so Again, Aquarius, they are naturally rebellious. This is used to make social change in the best way possible for the collective. Now, usually it's by upsetting the norms by any means necessary. So that particular type of chaos is necessary in order for change to happen. A lot of times, and I'll go even further, we have riots, we have all these different things that people would think, it's chaotic situation. All these things. Now, I'm not telling anybody to go out and riot and loot and all. I'm not saying that. But what I am saying that everything that happens for change. Sometimes it's not, what we would consider to be the best change. It doesn't look like it on the surface level. But when we look at it from years later, we can understand it. Okay? So please hear me out. So that's all that whole upsetting the norm by any means necessary. Let's talk about, I'm going to give you guys 5 low vibration or shadow sides of the Aquarius. And then I'm going to tell you some things that, to help heal it or to work towards to get those rebellious or low vibrational states to change into a more enlightened state of being. Now, in extreme cases, the Aquarius delights in causing chaos and creating rifts between people, becoming the opposite of light for more entertainment. Okay, so when we talk about chaos, there's the good kind of chaos, and I hate judging. I don't like judging words, and I don't like calling words either good or bad. But in order to get you to understand exactly what it is that I'm saying, there is the necessary or needed chaos, and then there's an area where chaos is not needed in that particular form, way, or fashion. And so sometimes the Aquarius, they use that chaotic nature in a not so nice way. They also sometimes, the Aquarius can lull people into a false sense of security, and then out of nowhere just say something that's totally random and out of the blue that may be contrary to the previous conversation. It's like you and I sitting here having a conversation. I'm the Aquarius, and we have this conversation, and then all of a sudden out of the blue I just say something that's just so random, and you go, well, that's random, like, where did that come from? And so I'll repeat the whole conversation, making that particular random thing that I just said fit into the conversation some way, shape, or form, and you're looking at me kind of like, whoa, it happens. The Aquarius, sometimes they can be fanatical and be fanatical in a dangerous kind of way. And we know sometimes, when people are fanatical about religious beliefs or certain causes, that sometimes they can, cause bodily harm or be very argumentative to the point of you not quite sure if they're going to hurt you or not. Like, okay. Another thing is that in some scenarios, Aquarius can be highly elitist. Now, Aquarius in the enlightened stage, and normally they are not judgmental people, because the fact that they do want everybody to be able to do what it is that they came here to do. They're not normally judgmental people, but sometimes they can be highly elitist, convinced that their own views are superior to others. They can also sometimes refuse to accept apologies or forgive others, and instead is cold or will cut people out of their lives just because, they don't want to accept their apology. Like, no, I'm not taking it. No, I don't care what you say. And that goes back to that whole convinced that their views are the right views or they're superior to others. Now, the one thing that will help the Aquarius in any of these states is to learn to redirect their rebellious energy into something that's worthwhile, so that they can stay on track with their purpose. And their higher purpose is to help humanity and not to harm it. But again, now let's talk about this, because on the Aquarius journey video, I talked to you guys about, the whole superhero, that is an Aquarius archetype. So the opposite, or what we would call the dual part of that, is the nemesis that, is there to hurt humanity. So you have, Batman, and then you have the Joker. So that's one thing that we can think of when we're thinking about, that whole rebellious nature. And it comes from some type of, when we look at the Joker, there's even a movie out, all of the hurt or some things that have happened to, that Aquarius, in that particular state that has caused them to be in a low vibration state. They could be unhappy with themselves because they're not able to make the changes in life that they're wanting to make. And so instead of, trying to help humanity and staying in that vein of it, they become on the opposite end of that and begin to harm humanity. So we want them to redirect that rebellious energy. We want you to have that rebellious energy so that you can help us to move into a higher enlightened states as a conscious, as a society, help us to move along and progress in whatever state that we need to progress in. But at the same time, we want you to stay on track with that so that you can help us as humanity to be able to move forward. Now, if the Aquarius finds themselves in a fanatical state, regarding any cause or any religion, the best plan of action is to tailor that trait so that it doesn't get out of hand and cause the negative extremes of chaos. Now, again, we talked about chaos before. We have that kind that we need, that's necessary to help us move forward. But then we have that other end of chaos that, makes us stagnant and hurts us and not help us to move along. And so in this particular case, if you are the Aquarius, you have to begin to tailor that particular trait so that it doesn't get out of hand. The first step is to recognize when it is happening. You have to say that, oh my goodness, I'm being fanatical about this. You don't have to tell anybody if you're really trying to deal with it within yourself, but be mindful of it. You say, I know that about myself, that I can be fanatical about certain things. And as it's happening, stop yourself within it and say, oh my goodness, I'm being fanatical, right? About this particular situation. Let me tone it down, as well as understand that there are many sides to an argument and that all are relevant based upon perspective. And so the other thing is too that, you always have to make sure that you have all the facts. When we're talking about, just cutting people off and, not accepting their apology because you believe that, you are right and they're wrong. Do you have all the necessary facts? To convict this person, because basically that's what you're doing, is you're convicting them. Do you have all the facts, before you decide to take a hard approach or stance? Have more patience with others, as everyone has gone through a particular struggle. And so their issues might be something that you have been able to, get through and have succeeded, or you've never had that particular issue before. So you have to begin to have passion for people, because you have to understand that we're more connected than, as an Aquarius, in the high vibrational state, you understand that we're all connected. And that's why you want us to move progressively together, but in that low vibrational state, you have to say to yourself, I'm walking in that low vibrational state. I have to have compassion for them, because that could be me, not in this particular situation, but it could be you in a whole other situation where someone else is doing the same to you, where you've realized that, I was wrong, and you want to admit to someone else that you were wrong, and they won't accept your apology. So you have to really think about that. You've got to have compassion for them as you would have compassion for yourself, So those are some things that, some bits of low vibrational areas and shadows of the Aquarius, and some things that you can use to help you kind of combat some of those things. Now, if you guys, if you have any questions about any other thing that you yourself as an Aquarius has come across, just put it in the comments. We'll most certainly talk about those things. Be sure to share the video, like the video, and let me know what you think. This is another side of the Lifestrology videos that we're going to start doing, is we're going to be talking about, the low vibration states, as well as the shadows of each sign, and how to work through those things. And of course, this is just a surface video. It's a really quick video just to kind of, talk about it a little bit. But we'll also do more videos where we're actually digging a little bit more into specific topics. So again, I hope you guys like the video. I love you guys. Peace out. Be sure to subscribe if you're not a subscriber, and hit that bell so that you are made aware every time a new video is published. Also, again, like and share the particular video with your friends, your family. Talk about it. Let's really start talking about some of these things, you know, that we see within ourselves and that we see within other people, and say, hey, I saw this video, you know, it might be able to help you. You know, let me know what you think and share it with them. You know, I love you guys. Peace out. Have a great day.